What's up, everyone? I just wanted to hop on and give you all a shout and let you know that I just uploaded a new IGTV video. It's a conversation with Dr. Eric Westman and I from a few months ago. But for those that don't know, Dr. Westman, he's out of Duke University here in Raleigh, North Carolina, technically Durham, North Carolina. But I just want to give some insight on the video. It's like a podcast style video of us having conversation of really how I was led to the ketogenic diet and what that means to me and what I want to share about that. And then if any questions come up, I'll go ahead and answer any. So if you have any questions, just put them in there and I'll get to them after I share. But long story short, the video, it's just, like I said, a conversation that Dr. Westman and I had about the ketogenic diet and what it means to me and how I found it. And so long story short with that, for some of you may know, I fell in 2010 and hit my head, and that led to an MRI that accidentally diagnosed me with a massive brain tumor. And if you look at the thumbnail for the video, you'll see that it was really large. Technically, it was 8 centimeters long by 4 centimeters wide and 4 centimeters deep, pushing into my brain around my optic nerve and an artery. Now, like I said, it was an accidental diagnosis. I'd been suffering for about a year and a half, complaining of headaches to where I was having vision problems. I was vomiting. I had been, my friends had to take me into the emergency room, urgent care multiple times. They kept denying me a scan, saying, no, you're fine, you're healthy, just go home, take these pain pills, come back if you need more. So really that fall saved my life, and 75 staples and 16 stitches later, I was back home, I think 2 days later after a 6-hour brain surgery. And all was well. I had a lot of swelling on my forehead, as you can imagine. There's a previous video I've shared that you can see this huge, I don't even know what shape it was, but it was just this massive pocket of swelling that after about 2 or 3 weeks, it went away. And that was one of the first times I've ever experienced what it felt like to be stared at and to be judged for my outside appearance, and that's ultimately why I share all I share with the ketogenic diet. I mean, there's so many therapeutic, uses for it dating back, hundreds of years ago with epilepsy, but now we're seeing a lot of research thanks to Dom D'Agostino and Ryan Lowry and Angela Poff, all the people out in Tampa doing massive research on brain health. But it's shown to help a lot of people with different kinds of brain tumors and brain cancers, especially, and then type 2 diabetes, and there's so many more benefits for it. But really, I didn't have an external journey with a struggle with health. I had an internal struggle, and it really took that fall to look inside at my brain and see what was going on, and that's when they found the tumor. So I love sharing because I don't have like a weight loss journey. Like a lot of people find the ketogenic diet because it's known to do really well with helping people remove weight. But really, I didn't need to remove weight. Of course, body comp, improved and my energy and things like that, but I had an internal thing happening, and that's why I share so much about health being internal, because that's what I believe. Health is really internally, and it's we can be proactive rather than reactive, and I didn't know that at the time, and that's why I share what I share. But really, in this video, we talk about just what led me to the ketogenic diet, which was Dr. David Perlmutter's book Grain Brain in 2013, and now looking back on that, I learned about it, but there was nothing at the time. I wasn't in the right space for me to adopt the diet full on and to taking the information. Thankfully, I started transitioning over the course of the 2014 year to a high-fat, low-carb diet, but it wasn't enough. And to be specific, the ketogenic diet, and it's I like to say lifestyle because diet has just been blown out of the water today with society and it's just misused. But the ketogenic diet and lifestyle is a very high-fat, low-carb, moderate protein diet, which is the only diet that actually has a biomarker to let you know if you're doing it correctly for your body or not. Now, you'll probably hear things like, oh, it's 65 to 80% fat, 15 to 25% protein, 5% carbs or less, which that's a good starting point. And actually with my clients, I start them out around that, give or take depending on their goals and who they are and what they're doing. But ultimately, like I said, keto it has a biomarker to let you know if you're in a state of ketosis or not. So there's a lot more context to be involved, and that's why I do what I do and I share what I share. And why I share so much is because I want people to understand it's not so black and white. There's a lot of middle ground that needs to be brought up in discussion. And I see a huge lack of that, but rather than focusing on that, people like myself and like Dr. Ryan Lowry and like all these people that I've been connecting with, a lot of them or all of them share the context that's missing, and it's not so black and white. Everyone has their own unique journey, their own unique goals, a word called bio-individuality, which is huge into understanding how this all unfolds. And now that I've been working with clients for the last 2 years and seeing how a lot of these things take place, and not only in my life, but others, I've come to, learn this more and more, and my beliefs on this be solidified, and, the proof's there. So yeah, if you guys want, go check out the video. Let me know what you think, but it's really just a cool conversation with Dr. Westman. And for people that don't know who Dr. Eric Westman is, he's out of Duke University, and he is one of the people that took Dr. Atkins' work back in the early 90s and put it into clinical practice and refined it and critiqued it into where we have now a modified version of Dr. Atkins' diet, but it's really what I call a healthy ketogenic diet. So for a lot of people, they think like, oh, it's just a bunch of bacon and butter and fats and this and that. And well, that technically is keto. There's a nutritional piece that needs to be brought into the equation, and that's quality. It's not just about quantity of getting the fats in, which is super helpful in the beginning, especially while you're adapting, but really making sure you're getting a variety of different kinds of fats, because you have saturated, you have monounsaturated, and the list goes on, but then also vegetables and fibers and all this. There's so many pieces to it. So if anyone has questions, let me know. DM me or ask them in here while I'm still on. But yeah, check out the video. Let me know what you think. And I'm going to be posting a lot more videos like these lives and videos on my IGTV just to share more about my journey and more about keto and BMX. Obviously, a lot of people know like my background's in BMX, and it's kind of unreal to be where I am today because of, following my dream to ride my bike and it taking me around the world and literally saving my life in so many ways. And to be now, I'm working on 2 different books. I'm public speaking, and it's pretty crazy, but it makes sense, because if you look back on your life to where you started and where you are now, there's a lot of things that come up that make sense as to what you're doing now, why you're doing the things you are now, or the things you're doing now, and why you're passionate about those things. And so today, my mission, I've devoted my life to helping people become as healthy, happy, and successful as they possibly can, without having to suffer and being told you're going to die at any age, let alone a young age like I was. And so I think it's really important to be proactive rather than reactive, especially with all the stuff that's coming into the world today with these different kinds of toxins and sedentary lifestyles and all these, ultra processed foods, which is not even processed foods anymore. It's ultra processed food, which is insane. But and that brings up another topic actually that Jackie and I talk a lot about. But the word restrictive or being strict on a diet, it's all perspective. And a lot of people are afraid to try the ketogenic diet because they think it's so strict. And it's like, change your perspective on it. Is eating these, highly processed, ultra processed foods full of sugar and whatever else you don't even know what's in there, is that being strict by eliminating those, or is it more so focusing on eating real food? Because at the end of the day, if you're eating real food, if you want to have sugary foods, just go get some berries or something but we've been conditioned in society to be addicted to these ultra processed foods that we think it's strict and crazy to, eat real food. And at the end of the day, if you take the time to do it, I'm one to share what I did. I'm gonna do a vlog on this actually too, so I can share what my diet looked like 10 years from in the past from today actually, and how terrible it was. But when you're on that route, you become addicted to it, and I'm not going to get into the science behind it, but your brain literally is fiending for sugar. And over time, if you take the time to, cut the crap out and, more importantly, add in the healthy fats and the things that you probably never would have suspected that you would enjoy, which I speak from personal experience, your brain and your whole biology shifts, and then you start craving things that you never thought you would, and you actually start feeling better, and all these connections that you make, leads you down a route that you're eating real food, you're feeling the best versions of yourself, you're successful in all sorts of areas you never thought would be impacted from just changing the things you put in your body. And I speak from personal experience, because I never would imagine that my life would be where it is just from focusing on how to improve my brain health. But I share all this because I want people, like I said, to be proactive, not reactive. You can make a decision now to, reach out for support, get more information, learn more about how to take care of yourself rather than what you're seeing from all these different kind of influencers or the media or different doctors, is, things like that. You can really dive in and do the research yourself rather than waiting until something like what I've gone through is, you're faced with that, which, I don't want anyone to go through that. So, go check out the video with Dr. Westman and I having a chat. Let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see in the future. If you have any questions, reach out. But, yeah, let me go see if we got any questions. So Pennsylvania car guy 210 wants to shout out. So what's up? Let's see. There's lots of hellos. Hey, what's up, everyone? Brian, what's up, man? So good to have you on the podcast. Can't wait. Oh yeah, no, I'm super excited. I think that's in 2 days. The BioCurious podcast. I believe it's in 2 days. I gotta look at my schedule, but yeah, I'm super excited. Anytime I get an opportunity to share, I'm thrilled, because one, it's incredible that people are interested in my life and what I've gone through, but then also it just is another part of my mission to help people, learn from what I've gone through without having to go the hard way. They can kind of take from my story and apply things, and then maybe not have such a catastrophic event take place in their life to make things click. And it's how it worked out for me, but I don't believe everyone has to go through that. I believe that's what I needed to go through. But how's it going? It's going really well. I'm just getting along with the day and just getting stuff done. And it's raining and cold out today, but it's all good. Let's see. You're my inspiration. Man, that means a ton to me. Like, seeing stuff like that, like people saying they enjoy my riding, and then to hear that I'm an inspiration to someone means the world to me. So I can't thank you enough. What sort of adjustments from the typical 80, 15, 5 do you see commonly in your practice? Quality is key, but macros after that. Yeah, so again, that's the thing I was talking about. Like, everyone's going to have different, macronutrients to aim for, and over time that's going to change. Depends on so many different variables, but really figuring out where you want to start and just doing that consistently for a couple of weeks is key. But advancing with a glucometer to test your blood for your glucose levels and your ketone levels is really going to be the differentiating factor of where you are with your macros and how you adjust moving forward. So that's the thing. Like I said, like, the ketogenic diet is the only diet that actually has a biomarker, and I mean, you can add glucose in there too, which is super helpful. But if you want to know if you're in a state of ketosis, just get a glucometer and then test. And, from there you can critique your macros. And it's much more complex than that, but just for lack of time. And that's exactly like why I do what I do. And I'm writing books and things like that. Like, I just want to share all this. But yeah, it just, you pick a place. Usually I start someone with 75% fat, 20% protein, 5% carbs. But that typically 5% ends up being a little less, but it depends. Like, for me, I can get away with technically more than 5% carbs and still be in a state of ketosis, because my body, I've trained my body to burn fat efficiently. I do intense workouts. I'm a former professional athlete that still, rides at the same level. I don't compete, but I still do all the same things with my lifestyle. But then, like, Jackie, maybe she can't get away with as many carbs in the day, so she's at a lower than 5%. So it's all context, but starting at 75% fat, 20% protein, 5% carbs, good place to start. Give it 2 or 3 weeks and then slowly adjust from there. Don't jump the gun. Don't say, oh, this isn't working. Like, you got to remember too, it's like another perspective piece is time. Think about all the time that's gone by to the minute you decided to make a change, and then give it more than 2 weeks or even 2 months to think like this something isn't working. Because just because it's not manifesting on the outside doesn't mean that the inside, things aren't happening, because that's where it starts, is the inside out. So just give it some time. You're currently in India. Well, we are usually in the same. Oh, you're in India. Nice. I've been there twice, and it's pretty unreal. So have fun. If there isn't any other questions, I'm going to hop off here. But again, I just want to give a reminder. Check out the new IGTV video I just uploaded. It's a conversation with Dr. Eric Westman and I. He had me speak at his one of his events in September last year in Durham, North Carolina. And after that, we hung out and got to know each other a little bit more and had a conversation. And then recently in Tampa, I spoke at his event again, which is super excited to share that video when it comes out. And then, yeah, quick update. I'm actually leaving next Tuesday to Thursday, go to University of Florida in Gainesville to speak at the Retail Smarter Conference, and I'm gonna stop by my buddy Ben. He runs a leadership program with a bunch of students that want to learn to become successful leaders and help people. And so I'm gonna go and give a talk about what that means to me, and then how I've led my journey to become a leader, which it's just insane thinking about influencing people, but it's all on the the motivation to help people become well, so it makes sense. And all right, we get a couple more comments real quick. All right, later Brian, can't wait to get working together. Grass-fed BJJ, what's up, man? I was stoked that we got to meet, and I hope that you're pursuing what we talked about, because you have a lot to offer, and just like me, you know, like you take your experiences and you help other people, and that's the best way to do it. So your question is, what methods do you use to keep clients motivated when they feel like they aren't getting results, even if they are? Great question. I just had a conversation today with a client, and it's all about perspective. So the first initial call I have with a client is talking to them about what is their goal, what is the desired outcome that they're working towards, and let's get clarity around that. Let's set up a plan for that. But now that we have a plan, we have action items that we're gonna check off and we're gonna work on and create new daily habits of. Let's forget about the goal for a little bit, and let's put the goal as the new plan. So the goal to, let's say someone comes to me, they're like, I wanna lose 20 pounds. Okay, first, you don't wanna lose it, you wanna remove it, because losing implies you want it back. But secondly, why? Let's dig deep, let's get clarity around that goal and that why. Then after that, let's reverse engineer what it's gonna take from now and what we're gonna need to do to get to where we wanna go eventually. And then the goal becomes those action items, those milestones, the work. Every day, what do you gotta be focusing on? Your nutrition, your sleep, your exercise, your meditation, your gratitude journaling, your reading, your spirituality, all these things. What is it gonna take to get you from point A to point B? Because now that journey is gonna be the goal. And we're not gonna do everything at once. We're gonna set milestones, and we're gonna do one at a time. And it's, like that snowball effect or that compound effect. We're gonna keep going from there. So when someone is saying that they're unmotivated or they're not seeing the results fast enough, it's a simple conversation about perspective. Well, what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on the goal? Because I can speak from experience, especially within business. I can't imagine someone trying to lose a significant amount of weight, but if you're focusing on the goal and not what you can be doing, as in, like, you've probably heard, like, you can only focus on what you can control. You can't control a result. You can only control the effort that you put in. So focusing on what you can do, that's going to lead to manifesting success later on, because that stress of not seeing something happen as soon as you like it is going to go against you. So really, I like to get my clients and anyone in general to focus on what I've been doing in my life the last 2 years, and it's like, forget about the end result that you're working towards. Like, we know that. Focus on the day in, the day out actions that you're going to work towards to manifest that goal. So I hope that helps. And let's see, we get another. All right, yeah, have fun with that. I wasn't able to go see the Taj Mahal when I was out there, but I heard it's amazing. So good luck with that and have fun. But yeah, thanks for everyone for jumping on. Like I said, I just want to hop on and share about the new IGTV video just uploaded with Dr. Eric Westman and I. Great guy. His brand actually is Adapt Your Life, and they have a ton of great content and information on their YouTube channel. But yeah, swipe up on my IGTV, check out the video, let me know what you think. Leave any comments on the post I just did on my feed about it if you got any questions or anything you want to see more of in the future. And I'm going to be doing more of these. I want to interact more and just give as much feedback and value as I possibly can. And yeah, go Red Sox. Heck yeah. I don't really follow sports, but I'm from Massachusetts, so I root for the Boston teams. I love the Celtics, but as far as the Red Sox go, yeah, by default, I'm vote for them. But I always wear the B on my hat just I'm from there, so heck yeah. But yeah, so again, thanks for all you joining on. I appreciate all the love and support, and I'll talk to you later. See you guys. Have a good one.